So Canada has gone full Canada. I think it's the only way of describing it. Folks, it's Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and all due respect to this channel, Rebel News Canada. These are the guys fighting the good fight, and it is noticeable how many people are just scared to speak up. Why? Because of stuff like this, which you see happening in Canada, and pretty much no one doing a damn thing about it.
This is yet another edition of how Transanity continues. You see, there was a member of the Fergus team who is a biological male. Just look at him. His name is Ash Davis. He doesn't resemble a female at all. I mean, he's not even trying to pull off the scam with a fake wig or giant breasts a la our favorite Halton District School Board teacher, Busty Lemieux. Now, that might all be well and jolly. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt, right? Well, that's the point. Biological women are being hurt by this grifter. Last month, there was a game that Fergus competed in, and count them, three women had to be carted off the field with injuries. It's inexplicable. I mean, with the exception of auto racing and equestrian, the genders are divided, especially for a sport like rugby. You know, some people are comparing
It's insane. It's insane. This is rugby. For those of you that are not familiar with rugby, let me just show you a couple images of what rugby actually looks like. And this is seems a little bit, well, super amateur, because this is not according to the rules of rugby. Rugby, I mean, in spite of the crazy, insane, woke world we live in, rugby is pretty clear about no, you cannot have a biological man competing in rugby against women. That is just against the regulations that rugby has. Rugby, for those of you that think, oh, it's kind of like football, no, it's not football. It's not American football. This is a game of rugby. This is Argentina against Great Britain.
Probably you'd avoid the series leaders if possible, as Pellandini sees some space down the short side.
This is rugby sevens. Rugby
Schultz
sevens,
sure
pretty much still rugby, okay?
Gonzalez. Bavandra just gets shrugged off by Gonzalez. He's so strong, the Argentinian.
You saw that guy flying through the air.
Here. Osadczuk
okay, it's going to be a little bit of a smaller.
Argentina finished by the captain, but yet again, it's Lucho Gonzalez who gets the go forward.
Every time you play against Argentina,
look at this guy. Look at that guy. He's thrown through the air.
Thrown around like a little ragdoll.
Quote unquote, like a little ragdoll. That guy is 6 feet tall and 211 pounds. Api Bavadra, number 23, age 23 as well. That guy that you just saw thrown around like a little ragdoll is 211 pounds worth of muscle and bones. And still, he gets thrown around. What happens when you have a little bit of a collision? Well, I actually have footage of that. This is 7:25 minute. There you go. Right.
But you're seeing the guy step.
Look at the collisions that you have here.
We might have another one here with a bit of football. Tom Williams is in again. We used to see that from Argentina. Copped a knock on the way over.
It is a tough sport. It is not something that you want to have women playing against men. All right.
2 tries Williams.
That guy, Williams.
2 tries GB.
That guy is 6'3".
Start with a quick tapping and moving the ball there to the side and just finding the space. Nice and easy, and a simple dot down for Tom Williams in the corner. May have got a little injury there. But yeah, nice little score in the corner there. And again, he's red hot.
6'3", had to go down a long way.
Yeah, goes a long way, but you still get injured. These are guys that are not like your normal human beings, right? This is a slow camera. This shows very well the kind of contact there is in this sport. Again, this is Luciano Gonzalez, but look at how the collisions take place here. These are not little men. That's damn Samoa national team. And still, people get hurt all over the place. Right? Imagine throwing a guy like this one or a guy like this one against women. It is insanity. What these people are doing makes no sense at all. It is a mental deranged attitude. It is, well,
the Leah Thomas situation in the U.S. with the male swimmer.
Yeah, but you know what? This is unfair. This is terrible. But this is actually putting women at risk at a full contact sport against men, against a guy. There's no comparison. Even a kind of like not exactly all that athletic, right? This is nothing like freaking Luciano Gonzalez. It's not the same body. It's not the same man. But he's still a dude. And these are all still women. They have a different body composition. They have a different fat and muscle ratio. They have even a different bone density. The guy that was the 6'3" guy that was holding his arm as if he had been hit by a damn truck, right? This guy, imagine if that had been a woman, paralyzed. You would have picked her up in not even a stretcher. You just throw her in a body bag. That's what you're looking at here. But what is the response from these deranged, crazy people?
It's my wife that you are being.
Sorry, he's a lesbian?
It's not a sport, or it's not an issue.
Oh, we see that athlete right there. Yeah, that is great. When an athlete like that tries to explain you how sports are supposed to be played.
I'm a registered social worker, sir, and I demand human rights for everybody.
Oh, okay.
They just... Yeah, what's a biological female?
How do you feel about a biological male playing in Rugby Match?
Thank you.
I don't really give a fuck.
Everybody.
Okay. I don't know what is a crime anymore.
Well, sometimes we all ask ourselves that, right?
This is Canada. This is Canada right now. You have people that think you need to be an actual doctor to know what is a man and what is a woman. You have this insane person.
Mr. Davis, Ash, why are you doing this? I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this.
Human rights.
What about the human rights of biological women being injured by this man? As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a
Because
massage?
that is my partner. That is my wife that you.
That is that is her wife. This dude playing rugby against women is her wife. We have gone down into it's like, you know, wise words of Robert Downey Jr. never go full retard. This is going full Canadian woke. There's nothing like this. I've seen some insane, stupid, but in terms of mass delusion, like mass hysteria, this is the worst I've seen. Canada is damned. Canada is gone with this kind of society. And again, all the respect in the world to this guy from Rebel News trying to do something about it.
It's not a sport, or it's not an issue.
I'm a registered social worker, sir, and I demand human rights for everybody.
Human rights.
Yeah, what's a biological female?
How do you feel about a biological male playing in Rugby Match?
Thank you.
I don't really give a fuck.
Everybody.
Okay. I don't know what is a crime anymore.
Well,
Who is a biological male? Just look at him. His name is Ash Davis. He doesn't resemble a female at all. I mean, he's not even trying to pull off the scam with a fake wig or giant breasts a la our favorite.
One of these days, you will have one of these dudes, you'll have one of these guys saying, I'm a woman, I'll go play, and he will injure half the team or more. You will have that happen one day. If we continue down this insane path of crazy, of mental insanity, that's what will happen.
Muscle mass differences, and on it goes. So why are these contests involving a male rugby player playing with a female rugby team being allowed in the first place? Well, folks, I think one big reason why this outrage is being tolerated, well, it's due to political correctness and wokeism. Rugby Canada says that this is a federal inclusion issue, so that means transgendered players are welcomed into the league.
In Canada.
I guess Justin Trudeau's mindset trumps the rules and regulations of World Rugby. And as for Rugby Ontario, they just want everyone to shut their mouths and not talk about it. Rugby Ontario had this to say in a statement, quote, "If you are contacted by anyone in the community or the media, please do not engage by offering any opinion or comment on the situation," end quote. What a bunch of cowards.
Yeah.
I would argue, what a bunch of misogynists. This is absolutely outrageous. Now, folks,
Shameless.
before I
Look
get
at that
into
guy.
the story du jour, please, if you can, go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. My cameraman Efren and I, we traveled all the way to Fergus to bring you this story.
And leave the link for
Story
this
the
guy's
mainstream
channel.
media
This is the kind
would
of
never
channel that
dare
needs
cover.
support.
So if you can go to that website and make a small donation, that would be greatly appreciated. We're going to take in the game between Fergus and Burlington, and we're hopeful to scrum Mr. Davis and his teammates and the opposing team. I have no idea what we're going to run into. Talk to Ash then. Ash, do you take joy in injuring female rugby players?
Of course he does.
Are
Piece of
you
shit.
lacking the skills to play with male players where you should be?
You have any doubt? Look at this guy. Look at these dudes. Of course. He just cannot cut it against guys. That's why he's playing against women.
You're a biological male, aren't you?
I got you.
Hugging. I got you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ash, are you a misogynist?
Pushing.
Coming with me. Please, thank you, please.
Hey, watch it.
Attacked
Charged with assault.
by the simp.
Would you mind leaving?
Mr. Ash, the governing body for rugby, World Rugby, says men should not compete.
Trans lives matter.
Wow, really?
All lives matter. All lives matter. All lives matter. Human rights matter.
You don't have a problem.
You can leave now.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you.
This is a human rights issue.
Oh, okay then.
We live in Canada. All rights, human rights for everybody.
It's a cult.
What about
It's a
the-
cult.
Trans rights matter.
That you are traumatizing my family
I'm traumatizing them. Why? What happened?
because my kids get to see people like
Tats, short hair, overweight as hell, piercings all over, typical crazy lady.
you crying because of things.
I'm surprised.
don't need you in our
As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a
Because
massage?
that is my partner. That is my wife that you are being.
So he's a lesbian?
He's a lesbian.
Why?
What? Do you think it's okay for him to injure biological women?
So I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Then have a nice day.
Human rights. Human
What
rights.
about the human rights of biological women being injured by this man?
Human rights.
What about the biological rights of the...
Charter of Rights and Charter of Rights and Humans matter.
They scream like lunatics. They have no arguments. These, I mean, of course, these are the ones that are benefiting from having a guy play in their team. Yeah, that is great. Of course, you will win everything having a dude play in your own team. But what about the others? Not even, they've been cowered into shutting their mouths about it. They're scared about speaking out even though they're getting injured.
Matter.
Well, why do we
Human
have...
rights, no.
Why do we have separate
Human
categories
rights
for
matter.
male and female sports?
Human rights matter. You're being asked to leave. Human rights
It's a
matter.
public park, ma'am.
Human
You're being asked to leave. It's a public park. The guy is being expelled from a public park. They have no grounds to stand on. They have no logic way of explaining what they're doing.
Right.
So
Can I
they
call you-
just keep shouting like crazy people because they just have to go with the program. They have to go along with the woke narrative that makes no sense whatsoever, not even in their own
Humans'
rules.
rights matter. All people in Canada have rights.
What about the
Charter
rights of biological women getting injured by
Charter
this
of rights
man?
and freedoms. Human rights matter.
Okay. Edge.
It's the same.
Why are sports divided male and identification things? One is they are so indoctrinated
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
dare not say anything anti-trans because they will be canceled. That's the society we live in. Or they actually believe this. This woman just keeps yelling the same thing.
Human rights for everybody!
Crazy.
What
Human rights for everybody!
Jill, can we just go into the change room?
She's only chanting dogma, folks. She doesn't want to have a conversation.
Now, when you approach her with a microphone, it just shows. It just shows how
She
sad
doesn't
this
have an
is.
answer. With every sport, with the exception of equestrian.
So
Oh,
they
okay.
call the
No, I
cops
guess
on
you're
this.
right.
They call the cops on this guy. They have 2 patrol cars for this guy.
Female change room.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not a criminal.
2 police SUVs dispatched to the scene as though there was a homicide committed. Unbelievable. You might want to investigate this. There is a biological male in a female change room.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not a criminal offense at all, is it?
Oh, okay. Then, well, I guess you're right. At the Pride Parade in Toronto, you can go full frontal nudity in a public street and not get charged either.
Yeah.
I don't know what is a crime anymore.
What a shithole
Well,
Canada has
Sometimes
become.
we all ask ourselves that, right?
What a shame.
So we're just simply here to keep the peace, and that's kind of our role here today.
Oh, okay. I understand that, officer. Our role is practicing journalism, and we're just asking questions.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Was there any particular reason you were called? I mean, it's not for us, surely.
We were just told that there's a bit of a disturbance here, so we just wanted to make sure that everyone was behaving.
Everyone's behaving, right? Behave, because if not,
Well, actually,
you'll get your accounts blocked
peace
by
and such.
Trudeau.
Well, actually, sir, there was a member of the team, a male member, a second OPP cruiser,
Yeah.
that pushed me. I think that's technically assault. Are you interested in pursuing charges?
If you want to make a complaint about that, you're more than welcome to come down and provide a statement and such.
Okay, thank you. Can I get your card, sir?
Yeah. Well, I can give you my name. I don't have a business card with me right now.
Oh, okay then.
It's Sergeant Porterfield.
Sergeant
So,
Porterfield.
When it's convenient to you, if you want to come down to the first.
So they know what they signed up for. Must be sad. What kind of person signs up so as to do the bidding of dictators? Because that's what a cop is doing right now. And I've had great guys from Canada send me emails. Guys are in the force. It must be sad to see things change so quickly. Maybe you are in there already, and all of a sudden you are the guy that is enforcing these laws against freedom, against the well-being of the community. How do you cope with that? What is it? You resign? Well, maybe that would be the right thing to do. Being part of the problem certainly doesn't help.
Police attachment, we can come and investigate your complaint.
Okay then. Well, Sergeant, I want to apologize that this use of police resources is being used to, I don't know, censor the free press in Canada.
Right.
I'm simply asking questions.
No, you're more than welcome to ask questions.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
For now.
We just
Exactly. For now. Soon enough, you will be charged for a crime against trans rights, and you will be dragged in the back of that same patrol car, but by that same guy. And he will say, I'm just doing my job. Okay? And that's apparently enough for some people.
want to make sure there's no breach of the peace. That's why.
Sir, the only one that had their peace breached was myself by being
Anyway, you
branded
get the
as
point.
transphobes, bigots, etc. And, well, again, another example of the tyranny of the minority. And as I referred to in the introduction, the World Rugby Union does state the following in terms of their transgender policy, which is, quote, transgender women may not currently play women's rugby. Why? Because of the size, force, and power-producing advantages conferred by testosterone during puberty and adolescence, and the resultant player welfare risks this creates, end quote.
That's it. You cannot have, and this is according to the body that regulates rugby all over the world. But Canada, they say, no, we do our own thing. Now, you will not be able to compete. You cannot pull this shit in the international competitions, right? World Rugby will not allow this. You will not be able, but I identify, screw you, it doesn't matter. If you're a man, you cannot compete against women for the obvious reasons that we all know of. And that they actually explain in their own website because of why? Well, because that's. Oh, but are you a doctor? Yes. I probably assume that there's going to be doctors that will explain you that there's biological differences between men and women if you're stupid enough to not acknowledge those yourself. But the point is, it is not allowed for rugby. You cannot have this dude right, go over women like that because he will kill them, right? You will have 3 or 4 dead women in every single match if you have a guy like that pulling the same moves on women. But in Canada, common sense apparently has died a long time ago. Guys, as always, I do this content because this is one of the greatest challenges we're facing. Common sense is dead in Canada right now. There's no arguing, there's no discussing, debating with them. They just start screaming or physically attacking you when you try to reason with them. But this is spreading all over the world. So prepare. Guys, you have my books for all of that. Surviving the Economic Collapse, Street Survival Skills. My books are over there. They are available in Amazon in the links below. Take care. See you next time.